Louisiana, a silent war is raging, causing an estimated $91.1 million in damage every year. Wild hogs aren't just ravaging crops, they're digging up and eroding critical levees that protect this land. With their rapid breeding, if 70% of the population isn't controlled annually, this whole region could be swallowed by floodwaters. Today, with the official green light from the Louisiana Department of Wildlife and Fisheries, LDWF, we gear up once again. This isn't just a hunt. This is a mission to protect the peace and safety of this land.
Go, Mason, go!
Unlike hunts across open plains or rolling hills, hunting in the swamps throws a whole new set of challenges at our team. Stay with us as we navigate this rugged terrain. Today, we're pushing deep into the heart of the swamp, where the line between land and water blurs, creating the perfect hideout for these destructive beasts. Our airboat glides smoothly, cutting through tall reeds and dead trees with ease. No sooner had we pushed deeper, two wild hogs burst out, panicked and fleeing. Without a second's hesitation, I synced with the boat's glide and squeezed off a rapid volley. Shots rang out and one of the marauders hit the ground. In the chaos of speed and mud, there's no room for shaky hands. What did you think of that shot? Pretty thrilling, right? Across the swamp, two wild hogs were casually feasting on the bait Nick's team had carefully set, completely unaware this was their last meal. When the moment was right, a thunderous shot cracked through the air, and one of them dropped cold, ending its feast forever. Yes, victory belongs to Nick, and peace is restored to this land once again. The final feast for the marauders, ensuring the crops will thrive tomorrow. Guys, how would you rate Nick's shot? Drop your comments below. Don't hold back.
Sweet! Good job, baby. All right, I'm gonna go to him, big man, okay?
Our hunting dog led us straight to the target, hidden deep in the tall reeds. David's shot made it leap up and charge toward him, then suddenly veer off trying to break free. It was fast, but our bullet was faster. Boom! The escape was cut short. When our instincts kick in, the enemy must go down. And the final fate of this marauder? Trapped tight by our pack of hunting dogs. Perfect teamwork, and this is the reward for the winners. Midday sun blazed down as we left the swamp behind and headed back to the ravaged rice fields. This is where the economic damage hits hardest. The battle now gets tougher. Every move counts. Every shot must be dead on. The chase across the field was a test of speed and skill. The truck raced like lightning, closing in on the wild boar ahead. When the moment was right, Trish leveled her rifle out the window. A quick squeeze of the trigger, and the bullet tore through the air, hitting the target dead on. It crashed down. Not even a sound. That boar ran like crazy, but met a shooter who wasn't backing down. What do you guys think? Was that shot on point? Drop 1,000,000 likes for our teammate Trish.
Yeah, he was running.
Right out. Stu was going to shoot the one I shot, and then he stood it, done something he doesn't normally do and shoot a little bait.
Meanwhile, John was on a lone chase after a target in the west field. The boar ran half alive through the dry grass, clinging to a fragile hope to survive. The first shot hit its mark, but it only paused for a moment before veering off at a terrifying speed. Boom! The second shot rang out, and all its struggles ended with a somersault in mid-air. Do you guys think John deserves to be today's MVP? Every sense sharpened, I zeroed in on the rustling in the bushes. Firm grip on my rifle, I held my breath, waiting. The moment the boar lunged out, my bullet was already flying from the barrel. An almost instant reflex, a cold final strike to the marauder. I exhaled deeply, knowing the fields were safe once again for the farmers. One shot, no mercy to protect what matters most. Nightfall descends, bringing the silence we fought all day to reclaim. Every bullet fired wasn't just to take down a marauder, it was to protect the very soul of this land, the heavy rice fields, the steadfast levees, and the lives of countless families. Today's trophies will feed the processing plants and warm the tables that bind neighborhoods together. Because here in Louisiana, peace isn't a gift, it's a victory earned every single day.
The cunning wild boars not only devastate crops, but also expertly conceal themselves in treacherous terrain, challenging even seasoned hunters. To confront them, sharpshooters must prepare meticulously and engage in a relentless battle. Will they succeed in halting the advance of these destructive pests? Join us to witness the thrilling pursuits and ambushes that follow. And don't forget to pick the hunt that impresses you the most. A perfect ambush unfolds with gripping tension in the dense forest. Thomas, stationed in his pre-designated hiding spot, keenly observes every movement around him. Suddenly, a herd of wild boars lumbers into his line of sight. Without hesitation, a rapid burst of gunfire erupts, taking down the two fattest beasts. The rest scatter swiftly into the deep woods. Undeterred, Thomas gears up for the next pursuit, determined to ensure none escape to wreak further havoc. Venturing deeper into the forest, Thomas spots the silhouette of a panicked wild boar fleeing. A Aligning his aim with the target's frantic path, he pulls the trigger. The shot rings out instantly, and the beast collapses, unaware. A precise, decisive strike, eliminating yet another threat to this land. At another location, the chase reaches its fever pitch. From his hiding spot, the sharpshooter quickly spots two wild boars charging toward him. He swiftly assumes a ready stance, aligning his aim with the prey's movement. A gunshot cracks, dropping one boar instantly. Determined not to let the other escape easily, he signals the blockade position below. In less than a minute, another shot echoes to the coast, and the final threat is neutralized, putting an end to the devastation caused by these savage beasts. Leaving the dense forest behind, we move to the thickly wooded hillside where the savage beasts are hiding. Nick's hunting team arrived early, deploying a tight encirclement around the hill, determined to let none escape. Just minutes later, a gunshot rings out from James' position, the precise moment a boar emerges from the thick underbrush. A perfect shot hits its mark, and the beast collapses on the spot, unable to take another step. At the same moment, a wild boar suddenly appears in Nick's line of sight. A rapid volley of gunshots rings out, finally halting the beast's charge. A split-second delay could have let escape. Thanks to that decisive strike, this land is spared another threat. On the hillside now, Nick's team is primed for the next confrontation. Nick is assigned to the blockade position. Gunshots ring out relentlessly from the upper positions as the cunning wild boar weaves through the thick underbrush, dodging a barrage of bullets. Yet, with a seasoned skill and steely resolve, Nick successfully cuts off the beast's escape route.
wild boar population is surging at an alarming rate of reproduction. Each year, their uncontrolled breeding poses a severe threat to the agricultural economy and human habitats. In response, hunting has become an urgent measure to control their numbers and protect the lives of local residents. And today's hunt is part of that grueling battle, a clash between humans and the increasingly uncontrollable wild beasts. Moving to the planned hunting location, as soon as he steps out of the vehicle, Nick carefully assesses the situation along the trail. The confrontation officially begins when a wild boar charges forward, unaware of Nick's presence. Just as Nick predicted, the beast appears on the pre-calculated route. He assumes a ready stance and waits. With a single shot, the creature collapses on the spot. A perfect ambush is unfolding at another location. A decisive gunshot rings out the moment the wild boar emerges. It collapses swiftly, unaware of what just happened. A soft sigh of relief escapes, marking another well-earned triumph. Continuing to move around the area, 10 minutes later, Nick followed the familiar warning sound and approached. Each step, along with his pounding heartbeat, created extreme tension. The beast quickly appeared before the gun barrel. Perfect! Right after, the gunshot rang out. The beast collapsed, unable to resist. At the same time, deep in the forest, a breathless confrontation was unfolding. The moment the hound's frantic barking erupted, Leon immediately rushed forward. There it was, a massive beast, tightly surrounded by the hunting dogs. Oh my god! Without warning, it lunged straight at Leon. He pulled the trigger without hesitation, dropping the beast at his feet before it could strike. With years of hunting experience and nerves of steel, Leon escaped death's sight by a hair's breadth. Without pause, Leon continued expanding his search range. He pushed through dense thickets of foliage, advancing toward the signaled location. The moment his prey came into view, rapid gunfire erupted, stopping the beast in its tracks. Another trophy fell beneath Leon's barrel, proof of the professional hunter's skill. Moments later, another hunter was hot on his target's trail. Taking up a strategic firing position, he pulled the trigger the instant his prey came into view. A swift, precise shot, eliminating the threat lurking deep in the wilderness. Today's hunt draws to a close here. The trails and thickets bore witness to every heart-stopping trigger pull. Did you know that wild boars in Australia have become a serious menace? In New South Wales alone, their population has skyrocketed to 6 million, causing tens of millions of dollars in damage every year. It's a staggering figure that's forced the government to act fast, mobilizing hunting teams to plunge deep into the heart of the crisis to stop these destructive beasts. Can they reclaim the land from this growing threat? Join us for the thrilling hunt that follows and witness the battle unfold firsthand. At the crack of dawn in the New South Wales fields, John's hunting team roared down the road toward today's target zone. The truck's tires churned through dust and the fresh tracks etched into the field. Suddenly, an odd noise caught John and his crew's attention. In the distance, a wild boar bolted across the field in a frenzied sprint. The driver swerved, hot on the beast's trail, weaving with precision to close the gap and set John up for the shot. Locked and loaded, John took aim and fired with deadly accuracy as the boar entered his sights. The beast collapsed. Not the biggest prize, but the first trophy of the day. The team let out a collective sigh of relief after the heart-pounding chase. The truck barreled forward toward the next field, right on schedule. Upon arrival, the team swiftly took their ambush positions. It charged out from the field, but before it could reach the forest's edge, it crumpled under John's shot. A lightning-fast pinpoint strike that brought a little more peace to the field. With the sun climbing high, the sweltering heat thickened the air, but Leon held his ground in the heart of the field. His eyes scanned every movement, missing nothing. His patience paid off. A wild boar emerged from the corn rows, stepping right into his crosshairs. Giving it no chance to react, a shot rang out, leaving the beast lifeless on the field. One more step towards saving these fields from the claws of those monstrous invaders. Under the scorching midday sun, the team retreated to rest, gearing up for a fiercer hunt deep in the dense forest. By 4 p.m., they advanced to the boar's hideout, where the beasts were biding their time, ready to swarm down and ravage the crops. This time, the strategy shifted. The team split into small groups, moving into position to tighten the noose. Less than 10 minutes in, the first rustles echoed through the trees as a pack of wild boars slunk through the undergrowth. Shots rang out, each one timed with deadly precision. One by one, the boars fell, none escaping. A flawless ambush that put an end to the threat looming over this land. After pressing on for a bit, John paused to catch his breath, his eyes still scanning the surroundings. As expected, another boar slipped into view, right in his crosshairs. Raising his rifle, he took aim and fired at the perfect moment. One shot was all it took to drop the beast instantly. What do you think of that clean takedown? Drop a comment below and let us know. At the same moment, Jay held his position elsewhere, lying in wait with eyes sharply scanning the surroundings. It didn't take long before a shadowy figure crept into his sights, unaware of the ambush set in advance. With lightning-fast precision, Jay squeezed the trigger. The beast collapsed without a sound, without a fight. In Germany, hunting wild boars isn't just a task, it's a legacy passed down through generations. To this day, that tradition is honored with every cautious step, every shot fired deep in the forest. The wild boars here are exceptionally dangerous. With their razor-sharp tusks, cunning minds, and terrifying strength, they cause millions of dollars in agricultural damage every year. Nick's team, hunters raised on the smell of gunpowder and the sound of hunting dogs, have entered the boars' territory. They are ready to face the danger to protect the crops and continue their ancestors' legacy. Moving to their planned location, the team quickly took their positions. As soon as Nick was settled, he noticed something strange. A dark shadow darting across his line of sight. Without a moment's hesitation, his eyes locked onto the animal's path. This was it, the opportunity. Nick immediately squeezed the trigger. The first shot was the only shot, and the beast collapsed, lying perfectly still in an instant. There was no time to catch his breath after the ambush. Jack had already signaled to Nick and the team after sweeping the area ahead. Nick rushed to his position, raising his rifle and waiting for the prey. He couldn't afford to be careless. Any bush could be a hiding spot for the wild boars. Just as he thought, only a few seconds later, a boar burst out of a thicket. Without any wasted movement, Nick instinctively pulled the trigger. Quick, clean, and decisive. The beast immediately collapsed. No matter how fast it was, it couldn't outrun the barrel of a waiting gun. The sun grew more intense with every step deeper into the forest. Nick's every breath felt heavy in the quiet air, a mix of anticipation and tension. His eyes scanned the thick bushes ahead. Suddenly, a boar bolted across their path. Jack, from his position on the left, fired immediately. The heavy animal crashed to the ground, its last breath a final period on the hunt. A long day had come to a close for the team, with a significant haul of wild boars. But for Nick, the hunt wasn't over. It was only 6 p.m. when he moved to the baited area to wait. This was prime time for the boars to feed, and he wasn't about to miss the opportunity. Just 10 minutes later, a familiar shape emerged, walking right into the center of the ambush. The timing was perfect. Nick squeezed the trigger decisively, and the bullet found its mark. Silence fell once more, with only the trophy remaining. He didn't stop, continuing to follow the faint tracks. Moving silently, one careful step at a time, his eyes intensely scanned the surroundings. Then he saw it, a dark shape hidden deep in the thick grass, tearing up everything in its path. From 50 meters away, Nick raised his rifle and took a deep breath. As soon as the target was in his sights, he pulled the trigger. The beast fell, but to his surprise, 2 more were startled and bolted. Nick quickly used his GPS to track them down. 5 minutes later, a series of shots rang out, confirming both were down. A dangerous threat had been neutralized in a flash. Meanwhile, a few hundred meters away from Nick, Jack had also found another target. While the boar was completely absorbed in gnawing on the food it had found, Jack had already chosen his perfect angle and fired an instant shot. It went down without ever knowing what hit it. A long day has come to an end, with plenty of trophies and some truly unforgettable shots. The wild boars may return, but today, the hunters were the clear winners.